How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Manatee Runescape. It's been a really exciting last few days. A lot of new members in our Discord and the Patreon, as I showed you guys in the last video, showing more about the Discord and Patreon. This video is not actually going to be about that, but a lot of new members. So if you're still interested in joining that, you want to check it out, just see what it's about, look in the description down below. You can also join our Discord. It's an open Discord. You guys can come and join and hang out and everything. We actually have 1,000 members in our Discord now, so that's pretty exciting. So it's a really awesome, big community growing. It's still growing too. It's mind-blowing and crazy. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this video. I got a lot to talk about. So also, as you can see, my face is like clipping off. My hair and my ears just like to clip off. Wow, my hand goes with it. Oh no, ghost hand. So yeah, my body parts are going to clip off and everything in this video, but that's okay because we're going to be smaller. So looking at this right here, we've got double experience weekends. So double experience weekend is what we're going to be talking about in this video. And it's going to be talking about investing during double experience weekend. Or more investing now before double experience weekend. Man, wow, my face is just cropping all over. There we go. Hey, look, I have a whole head again. So we're going to be talking about double experience weekend in this one. So I want to show you guys this page right here. This is the page of Wikia. You can actually just look in here. If you just type in double XP weekend RuneScape, it'll pop up and it'll be probably the first link that'll show you on the wiki here. In here, you can look and you can see when the previous double experience weekends were. And you can see there's a pretty obvious trend that goes along with them. So we've got, let's go back down here. We see September, March, October, which is basically September, March, or February, which is kind of like March, November, which is kind of like September, February, September, December, which was that was the weird one for New Year's, February, May, September. So it's basically, it's around February, it's around September. So that's the trend. It's important to know that because the fact that when we're looking at investing in items, we want to look and see how they responded to double experience weekend to know whether or not they're good to invest in for double experience weekend or they're good to invest for after double experience weekend, which is basically what this video is about. It's about items that you can still invest into that are going to hopefully earn you guys some cash when double experience ends. So jumping right on over here to my other tab. So we've got Noxious Scythe brought up here. And this video is not actually about specifically the scythe, but it's actually about weapons and armor in general. So weapons and armor are things that typically will go down as the double experience like kind of prep time, which is right now, is happening. And the reason why is because people want to sell off some of their stuff in order to be able to afford supplies and be able to actually train on double experience weekend. For a lot of people, their banks they're not huge banks, so they have to spend almost all their money on their supplies in order to get their skills up and everything, which means they're selling off their weapons. And selling off their weapons and everything is what results in them dropping during the double experience prep time. So, how can you make money off of that? How can you, if you do have some money left over, be able to invest and be able to earn some extra cash on stuff like this? So let's go ahead and look at the Nox Scythe for an example here. As you can see, it's been slowly creeping down. It was like up here at like 247, just creeping down a lot. I don't think that this whole drop is because of double experience weekend, but double experience weekend definitely helped it to drop way down here. So when we look at the 1 year mark here, we're actually going to go over here and we're going to put this on January. Boom. Okay, so now we can look at this graph all the way back to when last February's so a year ago. So a year from now, how was the Noxious Scythe acting around double experience time for this specific month? So we can see right here that February 1st, which is probably, that's like right in the time where double experience is, people really prepping hard. As you can see, it was on like a extreme trend downwards. You know what we can do actually to make this even better? We can go over here and we can type in, we'll turn this into 3 and we'll turn this into that. Okay, so that actually makes us look a lot better. Now we can actually see this much better. So looking on this graph, we can see how the Nox Scythe was acting last double experience weekend and see what that means for maybe for this double experience weekend. So remember that investing is it involves risk. It involves quite a bit of risk because we don't know 100% that items are going to do exactly what they did last time, but we're going to hope that historical trends are going to be able to repeat themselves and we'll be able to make some money. That's one way that you're able to do investing. And my cat is just apparently just going crazy in the background like every single video. So right here, you can see that people, as they were getting closer to double experience weekend, the Nox just like crashed way down. It was 277 and then very quickly got down to 254. Wow, look at that drop. That is an amazing drop in that short time period. So when double experience was happening, you know, it just, people not really sure what they're doing with them at all, and then it kind of went up to here. So February 17, I believe, was the last double experience weekend. As you can see, as the weekend was going, people started to buy them back up. So it starts at 258.4 and then rises up to 268, essentially 267.5. So right there, that right there was the rise. It doesn't look like that much on the graph, but it actually was a 10 million rise right here. Now, also, Noxite is definitely not the only thing you can be looking at for examples, and it had a pretty crazy like up and down trend right there. So let's look at something else. Let's look at the Noxious Bow. And I haven't actually looked at this before I made the video, so let's do it. All right, so looking right here, let's look at the same dates again. So we'll go from 1 year. We're gonna go back to January, and we're gonna turn this to March, and then we're gonna do 2017. Wrong year, and there we go. Okay, so. Pretty much the same looking trend here, and I think that I screwed that up. Yeah, I did. I need to put this for March. There we go. Okay. So, as we see right here, a very, very similar thing happened to the Noxious Longbow. It was actually very, very similar, strangely similar. So, right here we can see that, you know, people were like, I don't know what to do with my weapons, and they were kind of selling them or whatever and doing stuff over here. And then right here you can see that about February 17th hit, and then it was 141.5. So that was it looks like it dropped a little bit below 141 also. So right there was right when the weekend was about to happen. That was right around double experience time. So looking at what happened right after that, right after the weekend ended, it jumps up to almost 148 in the Grand Exchange. So it went from 140 to 148. So that's an 8 million rise in the Nox Bow. So we can see that the Scythe went up by 10 million and the Nox Bow went up by 8 million. So obviously, not everybody can afford to buy a whole bunch of Nox Bows, a whole bunch of Nox Scythes, and that's not anywhere near all the options you have. Let's take a look at one more option and see what we can find. Let's look at the Dragon Rider Lance. So looking at Dragon Rider Lance, man, I wish they would just copy this stuff. Okay, so 1 year. Mowgli, get in here. Come in here and help me invest. Jeez. Make yourself useful. Stop yelling in the house. All right, so we're looking here, and we're gonna look, and we're gonna go to January. Okay, so wow, this is a much more dramatic graph, and this one gives you a little bit better idea. Also, this is a much more realistic priced item, so you could use this one for a real investment if you don't have billions and billions. So we can see right here that double experience is like announced, and then it starts in that downward trend like most every other weapon and stuff that goes like this, blah, 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 blah. And then right here, February 17, which is when double experience was, as we showed my skin. 22.8 million is what it was at the start of the weekend. And the recovery put it to 28.5 million almost. So right there, we're at 22.8, 22.9, all the way up to 28.5. Chances are that I was actually selling for upwards of 30 in the actual price in the Grand Exchange. So you're looking at like an 8 million rise on a 22 million gold weapon. So as you can see, guys, there's 3 different examples of things that you could be investing into. Now, it is not just the ones I just showed you. It's a trend that happens with weapons in general, armor in general, rares. You can look at what Red Santa Hat is doing right now. Santa Hat. You know, look at the Santa Hat. We look right in here. I'm not going to go super in depth like we just did, but okay, that's a little dramatic. There we go, right here. As we can see, It's double experience prep time, and they're just flatlining. They're dying. You know, it was like, look at that. It was like 700 million, then it goes all the way down to like 630. So as you can see, it's basically happening right there. Let's see, this is August. Yep, September. So look at this. Last double experience weekend, look what happened. Look at that, look at that. So rares, weapons, armors, there's a lot of different options out there. It's not just one specific thing. And that's why this video isn't really like, guys, go invest in this one item, or nothing like that. It's just a general, if you take your money basically and put it into armor and weapons right before the weekend is a great strategy, as proven in history on many items. So I hope that gives you guys an idea of what you possibly could invest in to make this double experience, you know, like booming for you. Help you guys get some extra cash, because I know a lot of you guys look to my channel for ways to make extra cash. This is a really wonderful way. This is also a pretty safe way to do it, honestly, because as you saw in those graphs, historical data shows that if anything, they really don't, none of them went down after the weekend. So the chances of you losing money is pretty close to zero. Now, keep in mind though, it is an investment. And all things can always change. So there's always that small chance that you could lose money. So keep that in mind, please. And know that what you're doing is you're basically risking money to earn money. That's what investing is. That's what flipping is. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go beat up the cat because he won't be quiet. No, I'm just kidding. He probably actually just wants to go into the bathroom, because I closed the bathroom because the smaller cat was trying to jump off of his cat tree. I realize you can't see it now because there's a brick wall behind me. But he was trying to jump off of his cat tree and like break his own leg. So I was like, oh, you're going to go ahead and take a time out for about 20 minutes while I make a video. So that's probably why he's just upset, because I closed the door and he doesn't know why. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope this guys helps you out. Really hope this helps you guys out for ideas of what to do for double experience weekend. And check out the Patreon, Discord if you'd like to. It's pretty fun to be able to engage the community in there and everything too, which I enjoy. I spend like a lot of my time actually in there. And as always, put in the comments below if there's like some specific questions you have about what I put in the video today. I can always answer those, and hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. See you guys in the next video. Have a good one.